Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoka, and welcome to another My Thoughts On. And just before we get into today's My Thoughts On, I would like to recommend a series on Netflix. You heard me, on Netflix. And I would do a My Thoughts on this series, but it is a series, and it will probably take a bit longer to do. But I would like to recommend to those who watch this video to watch Green Eggs and Ham. Yep, the new animated Dr. Seuss adaptation series on Netflix is actually really damn good. And for those who are actually looking for a really great Dr. Seuss adaptation, I mean, yeah, there's like Horton Hears a Who and the 2018 Grinch, but this is actually the best Seuss adaptation. Take it from me, if you want to give it a watch, please do, because it is a really funny, beautiful, lovely, heartfelt, and just a really enjoyable, whimsical animated series. Just go and see it. That's all. That's my recommendation. It is Green Eggs and Ham. It is available on Netflix now. And speaking of Netflix, there was this one animated film that I was really looking forward to, and that is Klaus. This is directed by Sergio Pablo, who was responsible for bringing Despicable Me to life, and I think he's also the producer for Smallfoot, which is the one animation group film that came out last year. Anyways, this animated film just caught my attention with some of the recognizable names, the theme, and the animation too, and I was like, okay, okay. I'm on board now. I'm fully on board with what this film could turn out to be. And now this is probably the first time I'm actually doing my thoughts on a Netflix film. I think, I'm not sure, but let's talk about Klaus. I think Klaus is probably better. So Klaus is about this postman named Jesper, who is voiced by Jason Schwartzman. And this character, you've seen this character before. He's the one who has everything. He's like the king of the area. But his father just kicks him out and takes him to this small town since his postman experience is not that great. He's a bit selfish and he only cares about what he wants. But when he gets there, this town is on both sides. I'm going to have to try and remember this. One was called Clums and the other one was called I don't want to screw the names up. Anyways, there's like two sides of this town. One led by Joan Cusack, and the other one led by one of the characters from A Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know, the mayor at that side at least. Jasper. He moves in. He's not very happy with the place. It's very how do I put this? It seems a bit cold, it seems a bit lonely, it's not very interesting, and he's not really getting much attention as a postman. So what does he do? He tries to make money by, getting these kids to write letters to Santa Claus about what they want for Christmas. And they do. And the actual legend, Claus, voiced by J.K. Simmons, he is actually real. And from there, Claus must try and do what Jasper wants him to do, deliver these toys, so Jasper can, well, go home. And from there, you can pretty much tell where this film is going. You've seen this before, the liar reveal story, which I am not a really big fan of, but thankfully they don't focus on that too well until the scene where they find out who he is and what he wants. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, this film, in terms of plot and script, it's not very original, it's not the best in the world, but it does kind of make up for it with this overall very cartoony, very heartfelt and very sweet feel to it. It doesn't feel annoying or manipulative. It feels very genuine with what it's trying to present with its presentation. The humor may not be anything but perfect, but it is still funny and it does deliver some great lines thanks to some fantastic performances. The heart of the movie and the heart of Christmas is there, and when you learn about Klaus and a little bit about Jasper, that's why I thought the film got better and it delivered something sweet. And it was just, I don't know, it was so interesting. Even if you knew what's going to happen, you just kind of want to know how it ends or where it's going, and that's what I loved about this film. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat. It keeps going and going, and it wants you to be invested, not manipulative, but you do want to care about what's going on with these characters and all that. And there's so much care into this writing. However, I did mention the film's predictable, but you know what? It's quite minor. I'll admit some of the pacing and some of its execution feels a bit strange, and some scenes feel a bit quick. And as much as I loved the ending, I didn't quite get what was going on. Granted, I did get a little bit of what was going on, and I can see where they're going. But sometimes, especially like the last scene, which I won't give away, I didn't quite. I don't know. It just kind of left me a bit confused, which is a good thing, so I can figure out what's going on for myself. But besides all that, I think this is a really, really well executed, well written, and Pablo did a great job with the directing. You don't need to make a complex Christmas film. All you need to do is have heart, comedy, a little bit of action, and fun, heartfelt Christmas fun. I mean, this is a Christmas film, so, I mean, what do you expect? It's just very well done. Yeah, it's predictable, but you know what? Who cares? This is just a very well done and brilliantly executed story, also. Yep. Now, on to the best part about this entire film, the animation. Oh my god. This animation is not only amazing, but this is one of the most unbelievably beautiful and so well crafted animation I've ever seen. It mixes 2D with 3D, and it works so unbelievably well. It kind of reminds me of a student project film where this animation could work, or it could be a short film which could also work without the dialogue. But this animation is brilliant. All the characters have a very beautiful and cartoony but very unique design. You can tell who Jasper is, you can tell who Alva is, Klaus, and all these characters. The lighting is so beautiful. The town itself may look a bit dim, but when you see the decorations and the lights, and especially like the backgrounds and the sunset, I thought this is when the film gets truly magically beautiful. And it gets right into the Christmas spirit and the Christmas look. And that's what I love about it. And the movements are all smooth and they're all, all over the place. I can't think of anything else to say because this is really, really beautiful animation. And comparing this to like 2019, where it's mainly 3D animation and maybe just a little bit with not 2D, stop motion. But don't get me wrong, I think 3D animation is doing quite well, especially with Pixar and DreamWorks and Illumination also. And stop motion may not be doing well, but it's good to see them back. And with this film, it has a very unique style that makes it completely stand out. So I'm going to say this is 2D because it does actually, I think behind the scenes, I think it was all hand drawn. Not sure, but either way, this is one of the best looking films of this year, and certainly one of the better and most beautifulest animated films I've ever seen. Seriously. Characters and acting. Jasper, the postman, he may seem a little bit selfish at first. All he wants to do is just sit around and do nothing. But when he gets to the town, all he wants to do is just leave. He gets these kids to give him pennies and, letters to make him go back. And he doesn't really care about anyone. He seems a bit selfish. I didn't quite get on board with him at first. I thought he was a bit too unlikable, and all he cared about was just to leave this town. However, his heart does start to warm up, but he does start to be more engaging and more interesting, especially when he's with Klaus, who you may think is just this lonely, grumpy, scary big man, but he's like the big guy who's a bit of a softie, and then you got the small guy who is more like a schemer and the one who's more angry. Both Jasper and Klaus's chemistry feels a bit mixed. On one side, it's very believable, it's very funny and charming, but on the other, their chemistry, well, before they start delivering toys, and that's before he starts to actually, before they both become full-on friends, their chemistry felt a bit, maybe, how do I put this? It was funny, but there was not much of it. But Klaus is a beautiful character. When you learn about his backstory and when you learn about the character himself, I thought he was excellent. So Jasper and Klaus, I think are the best characters. Alpha isn't a love interest, she sells fish. She used to be a teacher. She is the love interest of Jasper. However, the film doesn't fully focus on that a lot. It's more like it happens and here we are thing. So it is there now and then, but you don't see it too often. It's just in a little montage. I'm glad the film doesn't focus on that too much, otherwise we would have been here all day. And then you've got the leaders of the two sides. The one voiced by Joan Cusack and the other one voiced by Will Sasso, I think. They're probably the most forgettable characters in the film. They are funny, sure, and their designs are weird, but they don't contribute to anything, only to create conflict. I mean, they do have unique personalities, but I do not remember them that much. The same can be said about the kids too. They're not. I mean, there was that one kid who couldn't speak English, whose name I don't remember. I think it was Margie or Marga. I think that character was quite cute, and I thought that character had a lot to bring in. But that's it, really. The voice acting is absolutely fantastic. You got some who have been doing this before. You got Jason Schwartzman, who was Ash in Fantastic Mr. Fox. He still has that very rude. Very at times naive and very big attitude. I thought he was great in the film. He did play the very snarky postman quite well. J.K. Simmons as Klaus. What a great choice. He plays him as like this big, gruff man, but who's also got a big heart. And I thought he was a great choice either way. Rosita Jones is a very nice choice for Oliver, as this very bored but lovely sounding lady. Joan Cusack is great as always. Heck, the voice acting in general is also well done, even if not all the characters are just as amazing as the voice acting. So I can tell you this, these characters, whether they're villains, heroes, children, adults, you will enjoy these characters no matter what. Especially the chemistry between Jasper and Klaus, which is not perfect, but at best believable and funny. Along with some great voice acting, these characters, for the most part, truly bring the Christmas spirit. You know, for a first Netflix film, I mean, this is not the first film I've seen on Netflix that's got Netflix's name on there. But for my thoughts on, I love this film. Klaus, I think, is a well-crafted, original, animated Christmas film. It has wonderful writing, revolutionary animation, great characters, wonderful voice acting, and even some amazing music. Yeah, the film can be predictable, and its chemistry with its two main leads, while believable and funny, it doesn't quite. At first, it doesn't quite to see. It doesn't. How do I put this? The chemistry at first doesn't seem great. There's not much going on. The two villains are pretty pointless. The humor, while funny, can be a little bit too much at times, and I'm trying to think what else. And the ending, while I do have a good understanding of what it's trying to be, doesn't quite go anywhere, really. Or at least I don't understand what's going on. But besides that, I think this is a fantastic film. Despite them flaws, you can forget about them and just enjoy this lovely family film. If you got Netflix, do give this one a watch. It's absolutely worth it, and show this to your kids too. I'm sure they'll have a great time, And I'm gonna give this film a nice 10 out of 10. I wouldn't say this is better than like Toy Story 4, Farmageddon, Shaun the Sheep movie, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, and all that. But it is better than like Lego Movie 2, Secret Life of Pets 2. It's definitely like Queen's Corgi and all that. It's just a really nice original Christmas animated film. And I think it deserves to be on Netflix and even on DVD too. I'd love to see extras and how the film was made and seeing the voice actors in the audio booth. I would love that. So overall, loved this film. I thought it was excellent. So there you go. So next up, Frozen 2 is out next Friday. So I'm going to be reviewing the first Frozen, of course, and I think I'm going to be reviewing Moana, which is another Disney 3D animated film. And yeah, I think that's about it. Look forward to that. And let me know if you've seen the film. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Does it look good? Does it look bad? Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.